What's up, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of Toxic Tay, where we acknowledge that our shit don't stink, but it's still shit. I hope that y'all have an amazing week so far. It's Wednesday for y'all, Tuesday for me, but nonetheless, I hope that y'all week is going great. I'm gonna get right into today's content. So the month of June has been all about staying the course, being able to continue to take accountability for ourselves. We started out at the beginning of this season talking about being able to make that choice for yourself to go from, your good to your better. When life isn't no longer about going from the bad to the good, but being able to embrace yourself for everything that you are, walking in your truth, embracing the blessings and opportunities that are for you. And something that I'm starting to realize and find out about the process is that you really do get the choice every single day to pick yourself and choose yourself. And once you know yourself, like the responsibility that comes with having standards for yourself, y'all. And it's one thing to like have your standards that you have to meet for yourself, but something that I'm finding that also accompanies being better and doing better by yourself is life sometimes requires you have to meet standards that you didn't set for yourself. And I mean that in the sense of like, things like when you get that job that you've been praying for and wanting, and now you have to show up as a better employee. So you gotta do things like be on time for work. Or it could be things like, growing more financially stable, and now because you have more bills, how you spend your money, you gotta be a little bit more wise with it. Can't splurge as much. Or when you finally start to, have healthy boundaries and the relationships around you start to grow and you start to introduce healthy relationships into your life, being able to consistently keep doing the internal work, the internal work that is required to maintain those relationships around you. And honestly, I think that's like the toughest but most exciting and rewarding thing about learning to love yourself and embrace yourself and know your worth is really getting the choice to pick that. Because there's so much power that comes with knowing yourself. It's so much power, it's so much, freedom in standing in your worth. And while it's true, everybody and everything cannot come with you to the top, it most definitely is worth it. When you have to do things like, let go of those opportunities that you thought were meant for you. Doing something like, graduating with a degree that you're no longer using. Or doing things like, leaving a relationship that you thought was meant for you. Doing things like ending friendships that you thought was going to be there forever. And while, they're going to hurt for the moment, there's definitely going to be those external tug of wars or whatnot. That internal peace, the internal satisfaction that you get on the other side, once you get through, the whole ugly truths, when you get through the hard parts of accountability and you get to the part where, you recognize or see that, I'm being accountable for me in order to do what's best for me. I'm doing this for me so I can continue to see better and more for me. Like, y'all, come on now. Like, it really ain't no better feeling. But like I just said, it really, honestly, it's not that easy. Because, why we set so many, expectations and standards for ourselves, like I was saying about 3 weeks ago, the language and patience that it takes, to be able to do those things for yourself. Because you're going to have those pushbacks. You're going to have the moments where you get triggered. You're going to have the moments that you're going to want to give up and you're going to cave and you want to go back to being the same. But, that's when you have to really continue to prove yourself and show yourself that, you are worth it. And I don't know about y'all, but I kind of feel like right now in life, this is like, like the final level. Before I can really just be like, yeah, I know my worth. Like before I can really say like, nah, like I know who I am. Like I kind of feel like life has me in like this little tying up my loose ends. And honestly, it's like, as everything is coming together, just being able, like I said last week, to see, the love and the standards and the things I want for myself being reflected back to me, it gives you a lot of motivation. But you realize, like, I can only get those things if I keep doing what I got to do for myself, if I keep applying myself. And sometimes, that requires you having to let go of pieces of yourself that you don't want to. I think I touched on it in a couple of episodes, just, when you think that the things that are for you, are no longer for you. Or, you have certain boundaries for yourself that no longer work or are meant for you to go to that next level. Just as much as I'm learning to take the bad with the good, I'm also, learning that the good does get better. And sometimes, like, it ain't always going to look or feel how we think it's going to look or feel. Because, I don't know for y'all, but I know for me, like, I thought with starting to love yourself, know your worth, like, I thought every day it might be like rainbow and sunshines. But honestly, truthfully, like, it's more days of where it's just like, what is really going on? Where I'm just really questioning, like, am I like helping myself or hurting myself right now? Because every time I turn around, I feel like DJ Khaled, like it's another one. Like, I gotta cut this person off now because they tripping. Or I gotta let this relationship go because it's no longer good for me. I gotta walk away from this opportunity because it's no longer serving a purpose. Oh my God, I gotta move my money this way because I now gotta pay this bill. Or I done paid this bill off, now I gotta do this and do that. Like, you know, every day it really is something. It truly is something. Or even it's things down to just, you know, maintaining my health. Like, you know, realizing like you want to have a good upkeep and realizing like, you know, I want to look good, feel good, but I can't be dropping $300 on getting my hair done like I used to. Well, the goal is to get to that and whatnot. You know, your girl got more things going on, so I had to do stuff like use $10 gel and a $21 bud and make it do what it do. But you know, all of that is reflective of me actively making better decisions for myself. And why they don't always look how I thought it was gonna look. Like I thought when I hit this point, like, you know, everything was gonna be a go. Like I was like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna be feeling invincible. And while I don't feel invincible, I can definitely say like I feel like every decision and choice I'm making for myself has been worth it. While like I just said, they haven't been easy, they definitely has been worth it. Which brings us to the quote of the day, which is wristband only. And that simply means everybody and everything cannot go with you to every level. As we continue to grow and get better and set more boundaries for ourselves, we can't take old habits, old ways, old pieces of ourselves, old people, even sometimes certain new people cannot come with you. We can't be worrying about those old missed opportunities. We can't be thinking about what might come. All we have to do is walk in it for what it is right now. Everybody can't have access to where you at. And so, you know, with that being said, like, I hope that in the 7 days we got coming into these 6 months of the new year, before we get ready to close out on 2022, that y'all finding the daily encouragement, you know, finding the daily motivation, the daily need, the daily want to keep picking yourself. And, you know, like I said, it won't always feel the best. It ain't always going to be easy. And like I say all the time on here, every day ain't worth it, but every day ain't perfect, but every day is worth it. Like, you know, I really hope that you guys out here doing what you gotta do for yourself. If ain't nobody told you today, I'm proud of you. Like, it's not easy finding yourself, it's not easy being yourself, and it dang sure ain't easy maintaining yourself. And like I touched on last month when we was in May, talking about balance. And this is a part of being able to balance yourself, knowing when and how to pick yourself. Because like I just said, every day, like, you know, you don't know what opportunity or what choice you're going to have to make for yourself in order to keep maintaining and doing what you got to do for yourself. You just got to be okay with it and go with it. Like Nike, just do it. But it's all easier said than done. And then, of course, you know, you're going to have them moments, you're going to have them days where you get set back. You're going to have them times when you want to give up and you want to quit. And you definitely going to have them times where doing what you got to do for yourself is not going to feel worth it. Or the outcome that you get, you definitely is not going to feel like it was worth the effort. Well, I ain't gonna say worth. You definitely don't always feel like, you know, what you get back is what you put in. And I don't mean that to contradict or minimize the reward that comes from picking up yourself. But sometimes it's just things don't work out. Things don't unfold the way that we expect them to be. And like I said, what me and my cousin said on the Wind Down Wednesday, that's a good thing sometimes, though. Honestly, truthfully. And a lot of times it's a better thing when things don't unfold the way that you want them to or expect them to. So I hope that you guys are having an amazing and great week. We'll be back next Wednesday for Wind Down Wednesday with my girl, Alyssa B. I'm actually super excited about that episode. We're going to start getting into some topics that I really have been wanting to touch on. And I will say it's a bit of a trigger warning. So I don't know who all will be listening or tuned in. But just know, like, that episode, we're starting to get on a couple of sensitive topics, so just be aware of that. And then of course we'll have our next House of Tay coming up, and you know, keep rocking out this week, you guys. I'm super excited for what the rest of 2022 holds for me. I'm definitely in that zone of learning to keep being consistent and staying consistent with myself, and I'm just excited to see where this is going to go and where it's going to take me. And I hope that y'all are excited to see the same things with yourself, okay? Because it's your world. We're just living in it. You is the rock star. You the main character of you. All right? Like, so yeah. I'm going to end this episode, and I'll see y'all next week.